I was one of those women who, I don't know, maybe was sold a bill of goods by my generation, by women around me, and led to believe you can do it all. Sure, you got it. And I had this thriving career at Fox, and I took the job in the prime time, knowing that I had, at the time, 2 kids and 1 baby on the way, the third on the way, and that it was going to be very disruptive. And I took it because I was ambitious. It was a big raise. It was more power. And I lasted 3 years before I said, holy, what am I doing? And I had been listening to you for years. I had always been a fan of yours. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you on that show and this. And you had a gift early on in your life of just understanding you have to be there. If you have children, you have to raise them. You owe that to them. Don't bother having them unless you're prepared to do it. So I'll just kick it out there because I feel a little bad now because, oh, great, now I've made my money. Now I sort of established a name. Now I can make other choices to be with them more. And so I feel I don't want to look at the women out there, single moms, working so hard, inflation, and say, you too must do that. But I've heard you and I've read enough of your books to know you do say, even to those moms, there are solutions that can get you more time with your kids. Even you working the double job with a deadbeat dad.
Well, we dump the dad and go home to mom and dad and try to make it work. I remember I was giving a little talk, and I don't remember what the group was at all. And one lady stood up, and she was in her late 20s, same thing, no guy, had a kid, little baby, and she just reamed me. And I said, it's just not good for your kid not to be loved all day. Find a way. So she stormed out. I got a letter from her about 6 months ago. When she finished being angry, she realized it was because she was being defensive. And you know what she came up with? In the Valley, there are 1 million tall businesses with lots of offices. She made cupcakes and donuts and stuff like that, sort of like the Mildred Pierce movie, and brought her kid with her everywhere. It was a baby. So the baby was with her all day, and she made good money doing that. She found a way, and she thanked me and apologized for, going crazy at me, which I didn't mind. It was okay. I knew she was being defensive because she didn't have a thought then. But when people are willing to realize that their babies need them, for goodness sake, they've listened to you for 9 months inside you, felt all your moods. They come out, they suckle at your breast. Your voice, the way you look at them, their brains are still forming for the first 5 years. Do you want their brains to make connections about love and safety and contentment and enthusiasm and everything else with somebody else? Hired help? So, to me, it seems logical. People get upset if you take puppies away from their mommy too soon. Yes, moving along.
No, it's true. And I would say in my case, I had to live it and learn it for myself. I had believed the narrative that I could do it all, that I could staff it up. And I have a husband who's a writer, so he was at home. And that was great. And my children did have a primary care, giver as a parent, as a primary caregiver while I was at work, but it wasn't good enough for me. I knew they needed me. They needed their mom. And I also needed them. And I remember somebody saying, but you're in such a powerful position. Why would you ever leave? And I just kind of laughed like, you don't get it. If you don't understand, I can't explain it to you. I'm not going to miss their childhoods.
Right. Because if you miss their childhoods, they don't care about missing your old agehoods. Yeah.
Cats in the cradle.
My situation was, I was there, and I would work at night on radio on KFI, some other place first, and then KFI was the main one. And then they were going to shift things around. And I heard a rumor that I was going to be put in drive time, which, of course, in radio is considered the big deal. It's not such a big deal anymore, but at the time it was a big deal. And I went home and cried because I knew if they offered me that, I'd have to say no, because that means I would not be picking my kid up from school. He was in second grade, third grade. And then I wouldn't be there for dinner, and I wouldn't be there to put him to sleep. Well, that was a no. Fortunately, they never offered me the job, but I wouldn't have taken it. I stayed midday, drove him to school, picked him up. He didn't even know I worked.
How did you have that knowledge? Because your generation was the first to be told, do it all. You can have it all, right? My mom was born in 1941, and she tried and was very stressed out, didn't have any help, and tried to do it all. And really, it wasn't easy. So how did you have that wisdom, when you were raising Derek?
It just seemed logical. I wanted to be there for him. I wanted to nurture him, comfort him, challenge him, have fun with him. It just never occurred to me to do anything but that. I mean, I enjoyed the hell out of him. We used to go into the woods, semi-woods, near a park and pick up sticks and challenge the dragons. I mean, we did all kinds of crazy stuff. I loved it. And when I started publishing books, I went on one book tour for a week and said, well, this isn't happening again. And then I heard that they were starting to do something on what they call satellite, where you sat in a room all day. You got to pee now and then, but you sat in a room all day and took interviews off the satellite. So I did that. And he was at school. I did that. He didn't even know his mother was working. Most of the time he was growing up, he had no clue who his mother was.